Alright guys, just got the new 36-inch ditching bucket here in the back of the truck. Got some more hydraulic oil, and I want to check out this bad boy. They've got some cool stuff here. I am at Nash Equipment in Burgall, North Carolina, and they've got some cool little goodies out here. It's the this is the Fecon head right here. I almost bought this before I got my pre-knot head, but I've never actually taken a up-close look at it to see what it looks like. Yeah, I can't remember. I think this thing has 16 teeth, 16 or 18 teeth on it. I think mine has 20. I think this one is an inch longer though. The teeth, I think my teeth are a little wider than these. I like this sort of, this angled, chisel angle. And what is nice about these teeth is they're double-sided. So you can just take this bolt out, and if this edge gets worn or chipped or gouged or whatever, you can just flip it over, go back to another side. But these teeth, so my teeth are $27 a piece, and you only get one side. These are $40 a piece, but you get two sides. So it's really like $20 a side compared to my $27 a side. So I pay a little bit more, but mine are bigger teeth. I wonder what the wear life is on the difference. Seems like mine are deeper. My teeth are deeper. Like they might get more life, but I don't know. Be interested to see what the difference in life is. Looks like Kubota's changed their bucket a little, or their thumb design a little bit, but that's definitely a wider thumb than what I've got. It does seem to be a hair wider, though these tongs, I wish these tongs were out here. But this part does seem to be, oh, a good bit wider. Appears to be. So maybe they actually fixed that a little bit. But this is the new U55-5. This is the, so I have the 4 series. This is the brand new 5 series that they've done some different stuff with. This one does not have the angle blade on. It's got the straight blade. I'm trying to see if I see any real big differences with this machine. I'm not seeing anything huge. I can't remember if mine has that light right. I think it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So here's, oh, this is different. Mine, I think my diverter is on, I think my thumb is on this side, and my attachment hookup is on that side. I don't think it really matters, but this is pretty cool. I wonder if the door is unlocked. Is it unlocked? Oh, it is unlocked. Well, let's check. Let's take a look, see if there's any difference in the cab. I know one of the big differences is the new display screen here. And oh, there's all kinds of different stuff in here. This has all been redone. This is all kinds of been redone. There's all kinds of stuff right here. That's cool. This is different. That's your 2-speed right there. Oh, and they got finally a cell phone holder. That's one thing mine is missing. And there's no place to like put a cell phone. I usually have to put my cell phone in the cup holder. So that's a nice addition. So this vent here looks a lot smaller than the ones that I have that face toward you. Mine has a big vent right here that comes out. So I don't know if I really like that, but this definitely looks cool. Doesn't look a whole lot different as far as the foot pedals and the floor space. Everything looks about the same. The ergonomics look a little better actually too. Yeah. Oh, they are better. That is nice.
And I had a lady, I had to explain to her.
Because like mine, these controls come way down. They're way down. Those do look a little bit better on the ergonomics. That's cool. I know that there's a lot more features in the display screen now. It's a new display. That's cool.
She's like, well, this thing will reach across the whole thing. And I was like, yeah, but this thing doesn't fold in the middle.
Let's see, is that, oh, that's, I don't know if that's locked. Okay.
But that is the one drawback of the wide.
Yeah, it's all locked. That's cool. New sight glass. There's a new sight glass system in there for the hydraulic tank. That's a lot more visible. So it looks like there could be some new stuff going on in here. This is a lot more open here with the ventilation than mine. This whole part like here, right here, looks been completely redone as far as the body style over mine. So, and these tie downs, these are different. This is new here too on the undercarriage. That's pretty cool. That's a new addition. That's the same, but that's new. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, well, this is the new Dash 5. I just thought since I was here, I'd take a look at this thing. This Fecon looks pretty cool. This quick connect looks different too. That's a little bit different. I guess the same style, but the whole setup as far as this looks slightly different, the way they've designed it, but it's pretty much the same. But this Fecon, this looks like a damn good head. I like it. Just thought I'd make a quick video while I was here. Interesting stuff. There's your bearing right there. So mine has the motor, I think, right here. This one, the motor's up here. My only concern would be if something falls, it's going to go right here on the top of this, and you know, you could get damage here where mine's kind of back here, kind of protected, but it's not a huge thing. That's nice. It looks really well built, pretty sturdy. It's not plumb though. I wish it was plumbed to kind of see how it works. There's a bull hog right there with the carbides. And here's the other 55-5. This is the open station with, that actually has the 4-way. That all looks the same. Very, very cool. Very cool. I guess they haven't come out with a Dash 5 for the 040 yet. So that's a construction attachments thumb. That's what it looks like. That's a nice thumb. Yeah, that looks like a really nice thumb. I like that. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. Well, we got about a 2-hour drive back to the job, so enough time wasted here. Let's get back to it. All right, guys, back on day 2. I had to run and get a ditching bucket this morning really quick, and I got this thing, got some fuel put in it, needed 2 more gallons, right at exactly 2 more gallons of hydraulic oil to get it back where it needed to be. And I'm just letting it warm up for a second, then we're going to track back down this road and finish this ditch, and probably take 2-3 hours, and then I'm going to swap out, and we'll swap the mulcher out for the ditching bucket, and I'll probably start a separate video with that, working on the ditches. So we'll see where we get with that today. All right, guys, here's the task at hand for this afternoon and probably tomorrow as well. We've got to regrade this ditch from this corner. As you can see, the water flows down. So up there's the road where you come in at. The ditch was graded originally through here to drain here, and then all the way, I guess maybe they originally graded it to come here, but now they want it to go all the way down to that corner there. So I've got to regrade this ditch to make the water that's coming off that road and from over there flow all the way down and around over there. So we're gonna see if we can do that. So I went and picked up this 36-inch ditching bucket today. This is from USA Attachments, and we're gonna give this thing a try. It looks like a pretty stout bucket and fit up real nice. And I got this, like I said, from Nash Equipment in Burgaw, North Carolina. I had to call like a ton of places. Everybody's out of buckets. I mean, everything's in demand right now, and supply chains are crazy. So that's, and then we've got the ditch up there by the road to do as well. But I'm probably going to need the dump truck to do that, because there's no place to put the spoil once we dig the ditch out. So I'm going to need the dump truck up here to throw that spoil in there. Over here, I can just chuck this stuff over here. The guy was in here yesterday and today. He dissed this impoundment in here so they can plant something here soon. So he got all that dissed up. It's real nice. So I probably won't finish this today, but it's only like 3:30, 4 o'clock. I figured I'd work on this for an hour and a half and just make time with it today and see what we could get done, so I'm not rushing tomorrow, and get started with it. So let's get at it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here for today. But this is shaping up nicely. And it's nice because this ditch is so dry through most of it that I can actually kind of get down in here and kind of walk it and see what's going on. So I've definitely got fall through here. This ditch is not straight. I mean, you can see it meanders like crazy through here. It's not any way, shape, form, or fashion straight, and they don't care if it's straight or not. They just want it to flow that way. So the ditch kind of meanders like it did. So, but as long as it flows this way, that's all that matters. So it looks like it's doing that. What I'll do tomorrow after I get everything dug, they have a sprinkler system set up in this impound over here to irrigate the corn. And there's a well with a hose hooked to it there that, I mean, the water comes out of that thing probably 9,000 gallons an hour or something like that. I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of water. So I can run the hose, because it goes all the way out in this impound. I can just take it and maybe run it down to about here and run some water through here to make sure we've got flow and everything. So, and if I'm a little deep in some areas, I can just pull some material down from the edge here and raise it back up. But if I'm a little high, I can just dig it back out. So what I was trying to do here, since I don't have an angle bucket, was basically use the blade to angle me back this way to keep the bucket at an angle, you know, at a grade there to go that way. So I considered buying a ditching, like an angle 45-degree both ways angle bucket, but for like $3 or $4 grand. I don't do enough of this work to really justify that at the moment. So when I had my old grading bucket on my little 35D, that thing was awesome, but I used it a handful of times, but when I did, it was great to have. So, and instead of renting something, if I'm gonna pay to rent something, you know, the rental cost would have been about as much as this bucket was. So I just went ahead and invested in the bucket. Now I've got it, and if I need it, I've got it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I haven't done some ditching in a while, and ditching is kind of its own thing. So it kind of took me a minute to kind of get my bearings back. And in that corner, I couldn't really turn the machine the way I wanted to. I had to go in this way to reach everything. So that up there, I wasn't able to kind of angle the machine back. I had to go back like this, and that up there was kind of wonky. But once I got going this way, this looks pretty good. So as long as it's got flow, that's all that matters. I'm sure somebody's going to criticize in the comments, well, so-and-so would have done this, you know, or you need to get so-and-so out there to do that. Yeah, well, I'm me, and I'm not perfect. It's not the best, not the worst. As long as it drains water that way, it's all I care about. It's all the customer cares about. So that's what we're going to do. So I'll be back here tomorrow. I'm going to put some fuel in this thing before I go. It's got about 1/3 of a tank left, and we'll fill her up, and I'll be back here tomorrow with the dump truck to finish this and do that ditch up there. See you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, back at it on day 2. Nothing to it but to get to it. So should have this ditch finished up pretty quick, and then we'll go up to the road, and I'll show you guys what's going on up there, and we'll get started on that. So let's go. Okay, that's the fact jack on that. So got everything flowing down through here, and I just kind of followed the natural curve of this ditch. I didn't try to reshape it or anything. They didn't want me to spend any extra time doing that, just make it go this way. So right here was like a pool where the water had come down. There was a low area here, and this had all kind of pooled in here. So I kind of tried to rake some of the dirt back this way and out of the ditch and fill in this little hole here so it won't hold water. It'll actually stay down in there. Hopefully that's what happens, so we'll see. But this should flow pretty good now down through there, and it's all slicked up, and except for right here I couldn't really, because of this pool here, I couldn't quite reach down in there, and this tree was kind of in the way. So but that's not a big deal. But the rest of it looks really good. So that didn't take too long. So all right, so we're gonna go up to the road up here, and I'll show you guys what we got up there. That's probably gonna take a little bit longer because there's out here I could just take the spoil out of the ditch and just throw it back into this impound. It's not a big deal. But up there, there's no place to put the spoil, so I brought the dump truck. We're gonna have to load everything in the dump truck, and then I called one of the guys this morning to see if there was a place out here I could dump it. But if not, the landfill's not too far down the road, and I'll just take it to the landfill and take it out there to the landscaping dump site, and we'll just take it out there. So shouldn't be too much, but we'll see. All right, so happy with the bucket so far. That worked out good, and we'll just track right back out of here and go up to the road. All right guys, here's what we got here. We got to clean out and kind of regrade this ditch from all the way here all the way down. Now some of this doesn't really need to be regraded. It probably just needs a little dig out, clean it up a little bit. But some places it's pretty bad. Some places block completely. So there's kind of a hole there. It kind of raises up. It's kind of like all over the place. There's a hole here, and then it comes back up. There's little places where it's kind of minor, but it just needs a little TLC right through here for the most part. I'll move that metal out of there, thumb that out of there. But I cut all this with the mulcher, and now right here is where we get sort of into problems. The ditch, I guess to make a ramp into this backyard at some point years and years ago, the ditch is completely ended right here. So this has all got to be dug back out here, all the way through here, because it starts up again right here. And I dug right here. I looked for a culvert pipe. I cannot find one anywhere through here. So we'll dig this out. It kind of raises back up and then comes back down. It's kind of all over the place. And then it does the same thing right here as well. Again, I dug right here. Couldn't find any kind of culvert. So we'll dig this out through here, and then the ditch starts right there again. So that's what we're gonna do. Dig all this out. So I got the dump truck, and because there's no place to put this stuff, I don't want to put it over here on the side of the road, and just that won't look good. So I'm gonna load it all in the bed of the dump, and hopefully it's not more than about 8 yards. So let's get started. right, guys, that's the wrap on that. Looks pretty good. And this area through here was a little deeper than that part up there, but it all turned out pretty good. So I ended up having 3 loads out of the dump truck. Came out of here pretty much 2 full, and that last one was pretty close to full, a good 3/4. So we pulled a lot more out of these ditches than what I thought, but I really wasn't trying to dig them. As far as dig them, I was really just trying to clean the bottoms out, and I really just took a little bit off of them. But through here, I mean, it's a pretty sizable ditch in there, and there was a lot of grass and stuff growing in there, and it was just kind of a mess. So it all should flow now. It doesn't really have to be perfectly graded because you can't see it on camera, but the ground falls away coming down this road a good bit. I mean, there's probably between that corner and right there where I stopped, there's probably, it wouldn't surprise me if it's 18 inches of fall or so, maybe 2 feet. I mean, it drops pretty good going down that way. So there's plenty of flow. All this needed to be was just graded out, and then, you know, gravity will take it, you know, the water, take the water on. So it's got a nice slick bottom, so the water should go right through there, and that'll be nice. So all right, well, I'm gonna go take this thing back to the shop, and we'll come back with the truck. I'm gonna take the bucket off, hook up the mulcher, because I gotta go to the farm job tomorrow and get the work back out there. So the trailer had to go in the shop for a few days, so I was pretty much stuck here just doing stuff, and which was fine because they had plenty of stuff for me to do. So, but I got the trailer back today, and we're gonna be going back down to the farm job, and we got a lot of stuff left to mulch. So all right, it ended up being a beautiful afternoon here. I'll show you guys the impound really quick while we're at it. You guys want to see it? This is the big impound. The little impound that I mulched out is right over there. This is the big impound. And so they got this is probably, I don't know exactly, I'd say it's close to 10 acres in here. So they're growing corn. So they'll grow this in corn and let it come up. They won't harvest it. They'll just let it be, and then come winter they'll flood this so the ducks can come in here and feed. And then that's kind of how that works. So pretty cool. It looks good in here. Whoever did this did a really good job. So all right, guys, well, hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'm out of here.